Repairing an electric bike, e-bike, with a 350W motor involves troubleshooting common issues and performing necessary repairs. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you diagnose and fix problems with your 350W e-bike. Step-by-step guide to repairing a 350W electric bike. 1. Safety first. Turn off power. Ensure the e-bike is turned off and the battery is disconnected before performing any repairs. Use protective gear. Wear gloves and eye protection to safeguard against electrical hazards and debris. 2. Common tools needed. Screwdrivers, Phillips and flathead. Allen wrenches. Multimeter for electrical testing. Pliers. Lubricant for mechanical parts. Replacement parts as needed. 3. Identify the problem. Common issues with e-bikes include battery problems, no power or short battery life. Motor issues, motor not running or running inefficiently. Controller problems, poor response or no response from the motor. Electrical connections, loose or corroded wires. Brakes and mechanical parts, poor braking or mechanical noise. 4. Battery troubleshooting. Check connections, ensure the battery is properly connected and the terminals are clean. Test voltage, use a multimeter to check the battery voltage. Compare with the rated voltage, usually marked on the battery. If the voltage is significantly lower, the battery might be faulty. Charging issues, verify that the charger is working correctly. Test the output voltage of the charger with a multimeter. 5. Motor troubleshooting. Inspect wiring, check for any loose or damaged wires connected to the motor. Test motor, disconnect the motor from the controller and use a multimeter to check for continuity in the motor windings. If there is no continuity, the motor might need to be replaced. Listen for noise. Unusual noises could indicate mechanical problems inside the motor. 6. Controller troubleshooting. Check connections, ensure all connections to the controller are secure. Test throttle and pedal assist, use a multimeter to test the output from the throttle and pedal assist sensor. If they are not providing the correct signals, they might need replacement. Inspect for damage, look for any visible damage on the controller, such as burnt components or corrosion. 7. Electrical connections. Inspect wiring harness, check the entire wiring harness for any signs of wear, damage, or corrosion. Tighten connectors, make sure all connectors are tight and free of corrosion. Clean any dirty connectors with electrical contact cleaner. 8. Brakes and mechanical parts. Brake adjustment, check the brake pads and adjust them if they are not making proper contact with the wheel. Lubricate moving parts, lubricate the chain, gears, and other moving parts to reduce noise and ensure smooth operation. Tighten bolts, ensure all bolts and screws on the bike are tight, especially on the frame, wheels, and handlebars. 9. Testing and final adjustments. Reconnect battery. Once all checks and repairs are done, reconnect the battery. Test ride. Take the e-bike for a test ride to ensure all components are functioning correctly. Monitor performance. Pay attention to the performance during the test ride to identify any remaining issues. Troubleshooting specific issues. E-bike won't turn on. Battery connection. Ensure the battery is properly seated and the connectors are clean. Check fuses. Some e-bikes have fuses that can blow and need replacing. Motor not running. Throttle test. Test the throttle with a multimeter to ensure it's sending a signal to the controller. Controller test. Test the controller outputs. to ensure it's sending power to the motor. Poor battery performance. Battery conditioning. If the battery is new or hasn't been used for a long time, it may need a few charge/discharge cycles to reach full capacity. Replace battery. If the battery performance doesn't improve, it might be time to replace it. Conclusion. Repairing a 350W e-bike involves a systematic approach to diagnose and fix various components. By following the steps outlined above, you can effectively identify and address common issues with your e-bike. Here's a brief summary of the steps. Safety first. Always turn off the power and disconnect the battery before starting repairs. Common tools needed. Gather the necessary tools, including screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, a multimeter, pliers, lubricant, and any replacement parts. Identify the problem. Determine whether the issue is with the battery, motor, controller, electrical connections, or mechanical parts. Detailed troubleshooting and repair. 1. Battery issues. Connections. Ensure the battery is properly connected and terminals are clean. Voltage. Use a multimeter to check the battery voltage against its rated voltage. Charging. Verify the charger's output with a multimeter. 2. Motor issues. Wiring. Inspect for loose or damaged wires. Continuity. Test motor windings with a multimeter for continuity. Noise. Listen for unusual sounds that may indicate mechanical problems. 3. Controller issues. Connections. Ensure all connections are secure. Throttle and pedal assist. Test these components with a multimeter to ensure they are sending correct signals. Damage. Look for visible damage on the controller. 4. Electrical connections. Wiring harness. Inspect for wear, damage, or corrosion. Connectors. Tighten and clean connectors as needed. 5. Mechanical issues. Brakes. Adjust brake pads for proper contact with the wheel. Lubrication. Lubricate the chain, gears, and other moving parts. Tighten bolts. Ensure all bolts and screws are securely tightened. 6. Testing and final adjustments. Reconnect battery. After repairs, reconnect the battery. Test ride. Conduct a test ride to ensure all components function correctly. Monitor performance. Observe the bike's performance during the test ride to identify any remaining issues. Troubleshooting specific issues. E-bike won't turn on. Battery connection. Ensure the battery is seated properly. Fuses. Check and replace blown fuses if applicable. Motor not running. Throttle test. Use a multimeter to ensure the throttle is sending a signal. Controller test. Verify the controller is sending power to the motor. Poor battery performance. Battery conditioning. Cycle the battery through a few charge/discharge cycles. Replace battery. If performance doesn't improve, consider replacing the battery. Conclusion. Repairing a 350W electric bike involves careful inspection, testing, and sometimes replacing faulty components. By following these steps, you can maintain your e-bike's performance and ensure a safe and enjoyable ride. If you encounter complex issues or are unsure about certain repairs, consulting a professional e-bike technician is recommended.